In the past video lecture, we have seen these examples of angular simple harmonic motion. Linear simple harmonic motion and angular simple harmonic motion are quite different. Linear simple harmonic motion will be along the straight line. Oscillations will be purely along x-axis or y-axis. Angular simple harmonic motion will be making some angle with respect to vertical or with respect to horizontal. So we will be now learning about angular simple harmonic motions in this video session. So in linear simple harmonic motion, equation for restoring force is F is equal to minus kx, and equation for acceleration is equal to minus omega square into x. And angular simple harmonic motion, in case of angular simple harmonic motion, there will be restoring torque acting on the object. There will be restoring torque acting on the object, and restoring torque tau will be equal to R bar cross F bar. This is restoring torque acting over there. And in case of angular simple harmonic motion, the restoring torque can be written as minus C into, instead of linear displacement, you will be getting angular displacement. So it will be tau is equal to minus C dot theta, where C is torsional constant or some constant C. And this condition, acceleration condition, will be alpha is equal to minus omega square into theta. So angular SHM satisfy above two equations, right? In order to prove that angular SHM, like in order to prove any motion, it is angular SHM, you need to prove these two equations, any one of these equations, either torque tau is equal to minus C into theta, or you can prove alpha is equal to minus omega square into theta. Simple pendulum is the best example for angular SHM. A mass, this is a roof. A mass M is attached to a string. This is string. This is a string. A mass is attached to a string, and this mass is able to move in the vertical plane such that it is making oscillations. Now this deviation of the string from its vertical position is angle theta, and this mass M which is oscillating is called bob. This is called bob. So if at all this is a pendulum, if you are considering this as a pendulum, this pendulum has mass M. Length between point of suspension to center of mass of the bob. Length between point of suspension to the center of mass of the bob is called length of the pendulum. Okay. So point number 1, length of the pendulum. Length between point of suspension and center of mass of the bob point of suspension and center of mass of the bob of a simple pendulum is called length of simple pendulum. It is called length of the simple pendulum. Usually most of you think that length of the simple pendulum is length of the string, but that is not correct. Length of the simple pendulum is length from point of suspension to center of mass of the bob. And time taken for completing one oscillation is called time period of simple pendulum. Is called the time period of the simple pendulum. Time taken for completing one oscillation is called time period of the simple pendulum. Right now, this is angular displacement. So let theta is angular displacement of simple pendulum, and this length, this vertical length or horizontal length, either you can consider this as angular this as displacement, or you can even consider length from here to here. This is x and this is y. X and y are linear displacement of simple pendulum along x and y axis. So whenever we are dealing with simple pendulum, in order to show that it is angular SHM, you need to take this angle theta as the reference, and you need to prove that alpha is equal to minus omega square into theta. Because this is not example of linear SHM. If it is linear SHM, then you will be taking either displacement along x-axis or displacement along y-axis, that is x or y. But here we are considering angular displacement of the pendulum. Angular displacement should be taken as theta. Now, in order to show that it is executing simple harmonic motion, we need to prove that alpha is equal to minus omega square into theta. This is equation for angular SHM of simple pendulum. Now we need to prove this. In order to prove motion of simple pendulum as angular simple harmonic motion, we will take this mass as the reference and we will draw free body diagram for that. So if you just deviate this pendulum by an angle theta from its original position, this mass is deviated by an angle theta. And if you leave at this position, there will be gravitational force acting in downward direction. Because of that gravitational force, this mass is directed towards this point. This mass is directed towards this position. Even though gravitational force is acting in downward direction, but mass is not coming in downward direction. Mass is moving in the form of curved path. So the force which is responsible for motion of the bob in this direction is mg sine theta. So mg sine theta is the force which is acting in downward direction, such that this mass is coming towards this mean position. It is mean position of the simple pendulum. Now the force acting here is mg sine theta, but because of that force, it is not executing straight line motion, it is executing curved motion. So therefore force mg sine theta act on Bob so that it is directed towards mean position. Mean position making angular displacement theta. So I can write torque acting on Bob is tau is equal to R bar cross F bar, and this is restoring torque. And clearly I can write this is R. R is nothing but L here. This is R perpendicular, and mg sine theta is perpendicular to this R. So here theta, you can take this as angle theta. R bar and mg sine theta both are perpendicular to each other. So I can write R bar as L, and the force acting is mg sine theta into sine 90. So torque tau will be equal to mgl into sine theta. This is equation number 1. So as this is restoring torque, tau can be written as minus mgl into sine theta, and for small angles sine theta can be nearly written as theta. Sine theta can be written as theta for very small changes in the angle. So I can write torque tau is equal to minus mgl into theta, right? This be equation number 2. mgl into theta, that is equation number 2. I'll write it here. So torque is equal to minus mgl into theta, that is equation number 2. So as tau is equal to I alpha, this is from rotational motion. As we know, a body is in rotational motion, torque acting on it will be I alpha. Equation 2 and equation 3, I can equate them. So I alpha will be minus mgl into theta. I is moment of inertia. Moment of inertia is equal to mr square, that is ml square into alpha is equal to minus mgl into theta. M and m gets cancelled, and this L and this L gets cancelled. So alpha will be equal to minus G divided by L into theta, and this can be written as alpha is equal to minus omega square into theta. This is equation number 4. This is equation number 5. So equation 4 and equation 5 are comparable. If we are comparing them, you will be getting omega is equal to under root G divided by L. Omega is equal to 2 pi by T. So T can be written as 2 pi under root L divided by G. This is equation for time period of the simple pendulum. And this equation gives us like T is equal to 2 pi under root L by G. L is length of the pendulum and G is acceleration due to gravity. Very, very important equation. In most of the times, in many chapters, you will be coming across this equation. Yeah. So students, we already have derived equation for time period of the simple pendulum. T is equal to 2 pi under root L by G, where L is equal to length of the pendulum and G is acceleration due to gravity. G is acceleration due to gravity. So clearly time period is directly proportional to root L. It only depends upon length of the pendulum. When G is constant and time period is inversely proportional to root of acceleration due to gravity when L is constant. So when acceleration due to gravity is constant, time period is directly proportional to length. When length of the pendulum is constant, time period is inversely proportional to acceleration due to gravity. So as we know, from planet to planet, acceleration due to gravity changes as G changes from planet to planet. As G changes from planet to planet, time period of simple pendulum changes. Time period of the simple pendulum would undergo change. That is note 1. And next note is in satellites. As we know, in case of satellite will be revolving around the earth. So when satellite is revolving around the earth, G acceleration due to gravity is equal to 0 for satellites. Therefore, time period is inversely proportional to root G. Therefore, simple pendulum does not oscillate in satellites. So T tends to infinity here. T tends to infinity in the sense like time period is infinity. It means that pendulum will not oscillate at all. Therefore, in the satellites, simple pendulum does not undergo any oscillations. Right? Next. As we are moving from one planet to another planet, acceleration due to gravity would undergo change. Because of that, time period will undergo change. So if at all you are considering a pendulum whose time period is 2 seconds is called seconds pendulum. So the pendulum whose time period is 2 seconds, it is called seconds pendulum. So length of seconds pendulum on planet Earth. Length of seconds pendulum on Earth is 100 centimeter. That means if you are taking length of the pendulum as 100 centimeter, if this length of this pendulum is 100 centimeter, the time period which it take will be equal to 2 seconds. Therefore, length of the seconds pendulum on planet Earth is 2 seconds. That is called seconds pendulum. Yeah. So as we already have seen that equation T is equal to 2 pi under root L divided by G. Time period is independent of mass of the pendulum. time period is independent of mass, comma, size and shape of the pendulum. So time period is independent of mass, comma, size and shape of the pendulum. So therefore, you can take pendulum of different shapes. You can take pendulum of sphere. This is sphere. And you can take another pendulum whose this is square. It is a square lamina, or you can take a cylinder. So these masses may be different, size may be different. They are not varying time period of the pendulum. So time period only depends upon length of the pendulum and acceleration due to gravity. Mass, size and shape does not change time period of the simple pendulum. So any mass you can take, it will be oscillating with same time period if its length and acceleration due to gravity is same. Any shape you can take, their time period is independent of their shape. So time period does not change with mass of the object, size of the object, shape of the object and also material. So it does not depend upon material also. So time period is independent of material of the bob. Time period is independent of material of the bob. Like it means that you can take a bob which is made up of brass, and you can take material of like copper. You can take copper bob, you can take brass bob, you can take aluminum bob. Any material you can take if its mass and like if its length and acceleration due to gravity is same. Any material you can take, time period is independent. Time period does not change with material of the bob, right? Next, one more simple example. Let me take, this is hollow bob. I'm taking one hollow bob, and this hollow bob is filled with some water. It is filled with water. This is some liquid. You can take it as water or any other liquid. When the bob is completely filled, where is its center of mass? Center of mass is here. So therefore, length of the simple pendulum is from here to here. This is total length of the pendulum. Okay. Now, if liquid is drained out, if liquid comes out from that hollow bob slowly, like if suppose there is a small hole in this bob, what actually happens? You are taking this as a bob and this is the liquid. This is liquid in the bob. If there is one small hole here, if there is one small hole, slowly liquid will come out. When the liquid come out, what would happen? This total liquid level comes out. Now, previously, this is center of gravity, but as the liquid level is coming down, now where will be its center of gravity? Center of gravity will be at this position. Center of mass will be at this position, right? What is happening to center of mass of this bob? Center of mass of this bob will undergo change. It is coming down. Likewise, if some more liquid comes out, what happens to center of gravity and center of mass? It is coming down. So therefore, as liquid drain out from hollow pendulum, center of mass of bob comes down, which increases, comes down, which increases length of the pendulum. Which increases length of the pendulum. So as length of the pendulum increases, what would happen? Time period would undergo change. Therefore, initially time period as a center of mass is at the center. Initially time period is some value. As liquid comes out, what happens? Center of gravity will be coming down. As a result, length of the pendulum increases. Length of the pendulum increases, time period increases. And after the complete liquid is drained out, again center of mass shifts to center. Therefore, time period goes on increases, and again suddenly time period will be decreased to its original value. This is how, when you are taking a liquid and you are filling it in the hollow bulb, and if the liquid is drenched out from that hollow bulb, time period first increases and then it comes to its original value after the liquid is drained out completely from that bulb. As acceleration due to gravity on the earth is 9.8 meter per second square, and acceleration due to gravity on sun is 27.3 meter per second square. Acceleration due to gravity on moon is 1.67 meter per second square. So if you are taking a pendulum, time period of the pendulum on earth is a TE, time period of the pendulum on sun is a TS, time period of pendulum on moon is a TM. So clearly, as we know, in all these cases, time period is inversely proportional to acceleration due to gravity. So if you are taking the pendulum from earth to sun, what happens? Acceleration due to gravity increases, so time period will decrease. So time period on sun is less than time period on earth. Right? This is point number 1. Likewise, if you are taking pendulum from earth to moon, what happens to acceleration due to gravity? G value is decreased. As G decreases, what happens to T? T increases. Therefore, time period on moon is greater than time period on earth. Right? So time period on earth is greater than time period on sun. So that is how this is number 2. So as we know, time period acceleration due to gravity is not same from planet to planet and from satellite to satellite. Time period would undergo change. And if there is pendulum is in accelerated frame, if the pendulum is in accelerated frame, pseudo force act. Pseudo force act, because of that pseudo acceleration comes to action. Therefore, time period T will be equal to 2 pi under root L divided by G net. So G net can be G plus or minus A. So therefore, for example, if you are taking a pendulum in the lift, acceleration due to gravity when the lift is going up, G is G plus A. Therefore, time period decreases. Similarly, if the lift is coming down, acceleration due to gravity is G minus A. In such case, time period increases. So likewise, so if the pendulum is in accelerated frame, pseudo force will be acting on that bob. Because of that, time period can be taken as T is equal to 2 pi under root L divided by G net.